Hello YouTube, welcome to the reading of, a partial reading of The Cruise Vacation by me, Josh Bullock. It's being published by Austin Macaulay Publishers, based in London, Sydney and New York, I believe. They've been really good. I've been in contact with with the people in London who are publishing the book. I haven't got a drop date just yet. I'll post it in future videos. I plan to do future videos up and after the release of the book. These will go really with the book, and I hope to somehow complement it. Obviously share my personal experience with drugs as a healthcare professional in the past, and then on to a drug addict in the future, and then sort of back again. I'll sort of start my writing and my artistic sort of phase. I can thank sort of heroin for that, if anything. But really, I'm here to make a negative into a positive. So, I'll get reading a little segment of my book just to give you a taste of what it's about. I hope you guys can indulge me in the future by purchasing one of my books. So thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it. Again, it's I'm very humbled by it. If you're putting any time and effort into it, watching this and listening to my story, and hopefully reading my book later on. I'm very passionate about books. I believe we need to protect the book. So going on to ebooks, of course I'll be bringing out an ebook, so it's pretty it's a, a bit of a paradox for me, but I dig having a book in my hands, and being able to read it. Hence why I've gone for the old school route, if you want to call it that. But I want to touch it up a little bit online, a bit interactive, hopefully make some friends along the way, because that's what it's all about. And keeping in touch, because the opposite of addiction, it really is isolation. That's what we're sort of trying to tackle, I suppose, along with a lot of other things, life in general. So, right, okay. Segment of the book, so The Cruise Vacation by Joshua Bullock. Um, so, a quote by Charles Baudelaire. But what can eternity of damnation matter to someone who has felt, if only for 1 second, the infinity of delight? Yeah, that was Charles Baudelaire. So in the old Toad Boozer, chapter 1. When a man is junk sick, and having procured his fix, the mix of excitement and desperation and relief is a kick in of itself. I pick up the wrap and rush swiftly to a location where I can take a hit. Pub toilets were a frequent choice, no matter their disrepair or grandeur. I'd line out the brown crumbled rocks and powder on a smooth surface, usually my bank card balanced precariously on top of the paper dispenser, and rack up 2 decent-sized limes. I would then clear up my instrument and the remaining junk up to stash before focusing my attention on the lines. Before my fix, I'd have sweat covering the back and my collar. My legs would ache and my skin felt sharp and dirty. I'd struggle to hold the contents of my bowels in, and stomach pain was intensifying in waves. What I hated most was my streaming, dilated eyes that were sensitive and uncomfortable. I would shiver cold with hot flashes as I loomed over the 2-pound lines I had cut. My mouth would salivate and I'd be overcome with reassuring warmth that my fix was imminent. I'd twitch with excitement while swallowing some bile as the sickness grew worse. I shake uncontrollably. Now is the time to fix. It's a bit heavy. I apologise for its crudity. I don't really apologise for it, because that's what it is. It's very vulgar. and unfortunately, that's the nature of the beast. There was I used buprenorphine in a outpatient detox, and sort of real life rehabilitation, if you get it, to get off of junk. I was using junk for a number of years, very addicted to it, very glad to be off of it. But I did people who, live that lifestyle, once you've found it, you really think you've found God, and it's hard to fucking get away from it, really. That fact that you found something so, hard to beat, in the right, if you think about it, but it's really not sustainable, and it's not compatible with real life living. It really isn't. We can enjoy his life, we can have a drink, we can can have a line or so, I'm open to stuff, but heroin addiction is no joke. Addiction to any drug isn't, and the only, like I say, the opposite to that is community. I believe, and talking about it. Just I am having a drink. I do still drink. I believe there is some sort of boundaries you can set. Some people can't. We're all different, but that's what it's all about. Is sort of, let's share these stories. These stories that, there's so many stories out there. Simon Garfunkel's song, Sounds of Silence, resonates massively with me. There's all those stories out there told sort of within small groups of people, college campuses, or just by a small group of people. But them stories need to get out there, man. It's them sort of stories are warrior stories. Ultimately, you got people getting off of drugs. You got people going through life, and all its trials and tribulations. My mum says life's through its tapestry. So I agree with that, absolutely. So yeah. I hope to navigate some of that with you guys on here. And I hope my work resonates with you. I just want to make a sort of a dent on the with my artwork on the it's really a community of people, of good people as well. So my artwork also on the front and back cover is by my wife, Jenny Whittle. Absolute great artist. She's a nurse, practicing nurse, like I was back before using. She practices, and she also does artwork, which is amazing, because so I had to sort of juggle that sort of time. But anyway, thank you very much for tuning in. Really humbled about that you do so and listen to my work, and I hope to sort of engage you guys in the future. So, champion for tuning in. Nice one, guys. Bye bye. Take care.